Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios once again with another One Piece chapter summary. This week's chapter is chapter 1012, Itch. Our cover art this week is Eustace Kid building a giant metal bird and failing to notice that a bunch of real birds are actually building a nest in his hair. It's cute, it's nice, and it involves one of the characters that has been in a lot of chapters lately. I'm still waiting on my Katakuri cover story, but without further ado, let's get into the actual chapter itself. So we start off with the Red Scabbards back together again, minus a couple members. They are still trying to make their way to find use in this grand scheme of combat. It's actually nice to hear Izo and Kiku talking to each other. You know, the brothers are back together again, and Izo, being an older brother, actually asks Kiku, "Hey, you your arm, how's that feeling?" Because last we saw, you know, Kiku lost their arm to Kaido, just blade winds of death, which we haven't seen him use against Luffy yet, but I'm interested to see where that goes. But Kiku responds with, "Oh, this is just an itch. Tis but a scratch," and a scratch that is nowhere near as itchy as the itch I had when you left without saying anything. And we see a little flashback of Kiku crying when Izo had left, and uh, Kawamatsu even asks Izo, "Hey, you know, you've been out to sea and stuff. What do you think is going to happen to Wano once we open the borders?" And Izo responds with, "That's something we'll figure out once we actually survive the night." Um, as they're talking about this, Kinemon tells everyone, you know, we have to split up, we have to figure out what we're going to do, and Kiku specifically requests to be the one to hunt down and defeat Kanjuro, because Kiku kind of blames himself for taking a bit of hesitation when fighting Kanjuro, and resulting in both getting wounded but neither being defeated. So it would be nice and poetic to have that final battle. Kanjuro's heavily wounded, Kiku's missing an arm, so it's still a fair fight and still has a lot of emotional weight to it. We'll just have to wait and see when that fight occurs. Meanwhile, as the Scabbards are still running, Shishilian and Barrett actually find Cat Viper and inform him that what happened to Pedro and how Carrot and Wanda set off to avenge him by fighting the man who killed him. As we know, Perospero won that fight and has started walking away. However, what Perospero is not ready for is a very angry Cat Viper who is very happy to know that Pedro's killer is on this island. And he jumps away for the setup of our next fight, which will be probably Cat Viper versus Perospero. Personally, Perospero is gonna die. There's no way the same cat who 1v1'd Jack is going to lose to one-armed Candyman. A lot of one-armed characters lately. Shanks confirmed for Wano battle? But in all seriousness, I don't see this being a particularly quick fight, especially if it takes place outside and we get to see some moonlight. If you know, if something happens to Big Mom with her fight with Eustace Kid coming up, and the sky finally clears of the storm that she and Kaido are, I would guess, working together to create, the moon comes back and Cat Viper just wallops Pedro into the ground. So I don't see that as being a very long fight. Meanwhile, somewhere safe, Yamato is with Shinobu and Momonosuke and explaining to him that now that you're safe here, you and Shinobu can avoid the Marys, and I will go and be a distraction because I want to protect you. And look, I even made this nice little decoy of you. And Momonosuke's like, you're just itching to fight, aren't you? You just want an excuse to go beat someone up. And Yamato's like, yeah, maybe. But as she's running away, Shinobu and asks, I think it's Shinobu that asks, or maybe it's Yamato, but Momonosuke mentions that he still senses Luffy up there fighting Kaido, but now there's only two voices left. To which Yamato says that, basically, I better hurry. I'm I could see this resulting in Yamato being a part of the Luffy and Kaido fight, but I really want this to be a one-on-one fight. I mean, I'm sure we all want this to be a one-on-one fight. I don't mind Yamato showing up and providing some kind of support, but if Luffy is to ever be taken seriously as one of the 5 emperors of the sea, Luffy needs to fight on par with one of the other 4 emperors of the sea. And these constant handicaps of an ally showing up and doing something isn't really helping that argument. Though, to be fair, if Luffy beats Kaido with help, then Luffy still has Shanks and Blackbeard to fight as fair fights. So, I guess I don't see which way this could. I don't see which way this could end. I can only see which way I want this to go. And so far, my predictions have been up and down. So, I don't know. Either way, I think it'll be fine. It's nice to see Yamato is going to finally get into some fighting. We can actually see what their prowess in battle is and how strong they actually are. We know that Yamato's got like these like growing fangs, but we don't know if that's like hereditary dragon blood, if that's something to do with the demon horns, or what Yamato's actually capable of. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do in combat. Finally, as she's running off, Momonosuke and Shinobu sit back, and Momo actually starts to read Oden's journal. This could give a lot of meta knowledge to Momonosuke, and though Luffy doesn't want spoilers about the treasure or anything, we as the audience may learn a couple things through Momonosuke. For those of you who want to know more, like myself, this is great. For those who want to stay in the dark like Luffy, maybe close your eyes during those panels. I don't know what else to tell you, but we may be hearing more about Roger and Oden's journey within the foreseeable future of chapters. Meanwhile, on another floor, Sanji is currently beating off a bunch of Kaido's forces while holding on to a giant bandaged cross on his back, which is revealed to be Zoro. A few moments ago, as we see in a flashback, Sanji actually is right underneath where Law and Zoro and Zeus pop in. Sanji ends up catching the two of them, disappointed that it's not women, and berates Zeus for not being near Nami. However, Law does not have time to help Zoro, so he just brushes him off on Sanji. He's like, hey, you guys are crewmates, so here's your swordsman, I'm off, and he runs off, and Sanji's like, well, wait, at least explain something. So Law goes, he's got 20 to 30 broken bones, you need to hold his head, you need to make sure he gets a lot of sleep, and he like explains a whole bunch of medical things before running off again, and Sanji takes that as bandage the crap out of him and just carry him around like a stick. Eventually, though, Sanji does meet up with Kawamatsu and Izo, and through a half-dead speaking, Zoro instructs them to go down to the presentation plaza, down where Chopper is. I'm hoping that, well, I guess what I'm predicting is that Sanji will get there in the middle of Queen versus everyone, with Chopper as like the main force. And Sanji's going to tag in for Chopper. Chopper's going to heal up Zoro as best he can. And then Sanji's going to go at Queen. And that's going to be where that matchup. We seem to have like these preliminary matchups happening that happened at like the start, where it was like the Scabbards versus, we had the Scabbards versus Kaido. We had Yamato versus Sasaki. We had like Sanji versus Black Maria. And we are just getting a ton of tag-ins, like just in the middle of this war. And we are losing forces left and right. Even with Chopper's medical expertise, I really don't think Zoro's gonna continue in this fight. I mean, he took a pretty big hit from Kaido and Big Mom at the same time. Even Luffy hasn't taken a hit from both at once. We, as much as I would love to see Zoro fight more, I think this may be time for Zoro to take a nap and be ready for the next fight, because even after we defeat Kaido, there's going to be a big target on Luffy's head. So, for now, I think Zoro's out of the fight. The final part of this chapter is the remains of page 1 on the ground as an angry Big Mom stands over him, and Ulti's upset, Ulti's pissed off, and she's charging towards. She's like, I'm gonna take you down, Big Mom, and Nami's like, okay, Ulti's coming this way. Big Mom, if we work together, we can defeat her. Big Mom looks down at them and is like, as soon as I kill her, I'm killing you two. And Nami and Usopp are just like, Ulti, if we work together, we can take down Big Mom. And Ulti's like, as soon as I kill her, I'm killing the two of you. They don't have friends here. Tama has friends here. Page 1 has friends here. Usopp and Nami do not have friends here. So, the three of them get back on the lion dog, Komachio. I will pronounce this name correctly by the end of the arc. Komachio. But they get back on the dog and they start running, only for Komachio to be defeated instantly by Ulti. He's been sprinting for the past, it's got to be at least 12 chapters, maybe 13 chapters now. So, no, even longer. It's got to be almost 20 chapters now. Poor guy's had it. In anime time, that's half a year. Poor dude's been running. But that's it. He's down for the count. And Ulti actually goes in for a couple more kicks just to make sure the dog's dead. Tama tries to stop her, and Ulti just smacks her away. Ulti should not have done that. Not because it's just wrong to hit a child. Not because Big Mom, who announced that she was buddies with that child, is 4 feet from you. It's because Nami doesn't like it when you hit children. And Nami just wallops Ulti with a huge thunder lance and tells Usopp, you go on ahead. I'm gonna finish her off because you do not hit children. This is an anime for Shonen Jump. This is a shonen anime. We are teaching young men that you do not just hit innocent children. So it's a 3-way fight here. We got Big Mom, who wants to kill Nami and Ulti. We got Ulti, who wants to kill Big Mom and Nami. We have Nami, who wants to get as far away from Big Mom as possible and now kill Ulti. So this could go any way. I think what's going to happen is Nami and Big Mom Nami is going to avoid Big Mom while attacking Ulti. Ulti is probably going to focus on Big Mom first, just because of the sheer damage dealing potential. And Big Mom is probably going to focus on Ulti because Nami is negligible as a threat. However, once Ulti is down for the count, Big Mom's going to turn her attention to Nami just in time for Eustace Kid to show up, and probably Law at the same time, because as Law dropped Zoro off with Sanji, he did mention that he heard Big Mom in that direction. So we may see Luffy versus Kaido, Kid and Law versus Big Mom, thus resulting in the triple rivalry that we've seen going on. But again, these are just my predictions, and I hope I'm right on a lot of them. But that seems to be it. I look forward to next week's chapter. There's no break, so that's something to look forward to, and I hope to see you there. As always, this is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.